YouTube works well. It just takes a long time, sometimes 2.5 to 3 months. If you only see engaged views, something's wrong. Because if they're not clicking, but they're showing as people who are buying anyway, your YouTube video is pointless. Just remove it. So the click and views is broken. It does not work well. You can use it if you can prove it. I never use it. This is a very painful thing for a client to go through. So that's what's really crazy about this, is you need to make sure that the time lag is appropriate. I think the next topic that we were talking about was, Usama, you wanted to do how to measure YouTube, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so YouTube is expensive. YouTube takes a long time. I still think as Solutions as a company that we don't really go after YouTube too much unless we can A, give it 6 months. B, it's just a permanent fixture that no one really closely measures. Like, you're not going to get a question a week about the client saying, well, what's YouTube doing? So it's usually reserved for higher spend clients, because out of the grand scheme of things, in the last 30 days, out of the 42K that we've spent in this, only 1,500 of that was top of funnel YouTube and 1,500 top of funnel YouTube shorts. So you can see here that it's $3,000 to 41. No one's going to care about that. They're now at this level. They're simply looking for CAC, LTV, ROAS. They're just simply measuring the overall efficacy of the account. YouTube works well. It just takes a long time, sometimes 2.5 to 3 months. I do not look at YouTube in Northbeam ever. So that's something that you have to know, is I do not look at YouTube in Northbeam at all. YouTube click and views in Northbeam is incorrect. I had a joke with a client this last week with this client here, and I said on clicks only, you see I have 700 and 1100. So I made a 1.62 on clicks only. I know there's better things happening than the people simply just clicking on the YouTube ads, but it's interesting that we're still getting a better and better CAC, even when we're spending more on Google and spending more on YouTube. Good. Yeah. We know this is a thing here. If you look at click and views, and I made this joke, watch YouTube, it goes from a 1.62 to a 4. And I joked around with the client and I said, if I look at Northbeam's click and view, I'm a man that lived 2,000 years ago with long hair that walked on water. And he just starts laughing because he's like, yeah, that's not true either. Like, it's probably close, but how do you actually measure this? You don't. You really can't. Not inside of here, because what Northbeam is going to do is they're simply going to steal from places where they can't really know. So this is the functionality of, as I know some of you said, how do you look at it in Northbeam? This is one of the things that I use. I'm going to change this from clicks only to click and views. And now we're going to compare a couple things. So let's see, organic, 11,000 and organic $5. So that 11,000 was just stripped of organic and given completely equally to YouTube and Facebook. It could be 99% YouTube or 99% Facebook. Doesn't matter. Hack it in half and
rip it apart.
Exactly. What we're trying to say is, hey, we had 4,000 people new that came to the site from organic and it made $5. Either scenario, whether it was actually all YouTube or was actually all organic, that's not a scenario that has taken place ever in the history of time. New visits, which an attribution tool says did not come from anywhere else, but yet has just completely stripped all the revenue. How does that happen? So the click and views is broken. It does not work well. You can use it if you can prove it. I never use it because I will take the YouTube spend here and say, well, when I doubled it, this went down. Why? Well, actually, Facebook had a bad week. So that went down. So if you cannot prove it by scale, it's fake. Very simple. Now the Google ads, we're running primarily shopping. We're running shopping heavy, and click and views means all of our brand campaigns are stripped and given back to something else, Facebook and YouTube. That's why this is false here. But if I can say click and views and I can see a 3.74 MER when I add 25% and get 35% more in revenue, and I'm not taking brand into consideration, and our CAC got better, and we see more attribution here. Good. Like, this is something that is scalable, and the client's happy, and we're growing. But with YouTube, how I look at this here is I only look at a few things. One, I look at the point in where Google starts to scale it. And I always count a 30-day engaged view conversion if I know that the traffic targets as cold as possible. So YouTube Shorts, for example, this one really got started on the 5th of January. So we're still too early. We really have to give this 90 days because you're going to see this happen, which is over time, week over week, we're going to start to see more conversions. Now, what are these conversions, though? These are a combination between click and engage view. Is it true? Probably. Is it helping? It's scaling. So sure, it's got to be doing some good somewhere. The people that are in our cold traffic targeting, if they're seeing the ad and then ultimately going and purchasing later, either buy a click or buy a view, you can see here, YouTube Shorts, 8 conversions on click, 11 conversions on engage view. Perfect. Nailed it. Exactly. I need to have click and I need to have view. I will not trust only view, because if no one clicks, that's a misinterpretation of that data. So you need to have clicks and you need to have views. You have to have those two things. Otherwise, Google will not scale, and Northbeam will be only attributing Facebook. And now your revenue is completely fake because it's all Facebook, and Northbeam is incorrect. And now you, to the client, don't know what you're doing. So that's where taking Northbeam's data is a little bit more dangerous, because if you take only Northbeam data, that's algorithmically closer to the type of general traffic that usually comes from proactive channels, you can't scale that. So that's just good way to measure that. And now YouTube top of funnel, this one's a flip. Out of 31 conversions, 24 clicked and only 7 in click engage view. Doesn't matter. Both of these will scale. Both of these will get better. So over a course of time, I don't even remember when we started YouTube here. The clicks here, you see the conversions, and then it dropped down and it's been scaled up a little bit. So, I mean, it's really, really lackluster. We're not spending too much in this from what we used to during the peak season, but you can see kind of this is good. If I look at the day-to-day perspective, it's, the clicks are pretty even, conversions are pretty even. We can start to scale this one if we wanted to, for sure. We have more room to scale in other areas, which is why we're not doing it on YouTube right now. Because I can get non-brand cold traffic, click attributed, low CAC sales on new customers. That's what I'm focused on. But that's what we're doing instead of here is, how do you measure YouTube? Well, also you have to give enough time. For example, is I said their name. So how do we measure on another client that would be taking a little bit longer? I'll share with you one client that took 3 months to get ramped up. And then also the importance of, why can't I find things here? Oh, geez. All right. So share with you another client. Again, I'm not going to pull up their Northbeam account. It does not matter. Actually, it does matter for a point after the point that I'm going to make first. But here's a client that we started YouTube, I think, in October. We went through a busy season. Then it slowed down. Then we changed videos and re-ramped it back up. YouTube Shorts. So here is an example of just the last 30 days. One thing, I'll go back further because this gets really cool. YouTube Shorts from November, December, January, February, spent 57 and made 95. Good. We see clicks and we see engage view conversions. Good. Now, if I was just measuring clicks, I spent 57 to make 20. Bad. That's a 33% ROAS. If I spend 57 though to make 95, one, YouTube Shorts at 2x, that's good. A 2x on YouTube Shorts, man, we can't even sometimes get search campaigns get 2x. So that's a good indicator of success. I have to have both. I don't care which one's higher. Do not care. I just have to have both, or at least clicks. Never just engage views. It means the targeting's wrong. It might be existing customers, people that are just not even liking the ads, so they don't click ever, or it's just like they see it too many times and they're just not click engaging. So that's a good thing here. Now, when you're looking at the YouTube Shorts, so check this out. I'm gonna go to September. This is a very painful thing for a client to go through, is the cost and the conversions. you see the conversion ramp up. But when you look at the conversion value, this is scary. $500 made $72. $500 didn't make anything. $500 made $31. $500 I made 163. It's starting to work. Now you made 62, and now you made 34, and now you made 45. This is like probably what 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. This $3,500 in spend. We've got a week at just a horrible fail point. And then after this, it starts to ramp up. And what you'll notice, though, is in my change history during this entire time, I made my last change in October.
This is not a glitch. I'm interrupting the video you're watching because I need to remind you that I'm always looking for people to join our team. So if you're passionate about Google Ads and you want to work with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, please go to so8.com/apply. Speaking of working with the best Google Ads agency on the planet, if you're having trouble with Google Ads and you want professional help, that's what we do. You can go to sol8.com, that's SOL8.com, to apply for your free, no obligation action plan. And if I've given you any level of value at all, maybe think about giving me a thumbs up and subscribing to our channel. That's how we juice the YouTube algorithm so they actually know that I know what I'm talking about. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or confessions, hit me below in the comments. And now, back to your regularly scheduled program.
So I did this. I went here. I was failing, made a change, fail. I just said, I don't care. Hold tight, hang tight. And then now it started to work. And then right Christmas time, drop again. Looks like I'm getting horrible conversions. Then it starts to come back a little bit. I said, all right, the demand's starting to go there. I now doubled my budget from $500 a day to $1,000 a day. Google had fun with me one day and spent $3,000 a day. That was fun. And then now it's making up for it here. But I started to scale it on January 16th. And what's funny is on January 16th, when we're looking at that YouTube shorts, you're going to see the conversion value and the conversion value by time. Well, hold on. Let me try the segment here. There we go. Conversion value by time. If we look at the last like 14 days, do I have? Yeah. So conversion value by time, 9,100. Conversion value is where? 5,000. So conversion value by time, 9,000. Conversion value, 5,500. So here's another thing they're going to measure. Is week over week performance. YouTube is slow. It takes a long time for a brand new audience at $1,000 a day. It's a difference between a 2x and a 3x, or a 1x and a 2x. I know I spent 15 grand. I'm only getting 5,000 conversion value. I'm getting 9,000 in conversion value by time. But do you remember that crazy ramp up that happened? That crazy ramp up happened because of this. This is how you measure YouTube. Go back to this fail point here. And the conversion value by time, look at this here. I end up making actually $500 that day, but that day back then, I only knew that I made 156. It's the same thing. Remember when I was first starting off and I made 72 that day? Awesome. 31. I didn't make anything that day though. 54. I only made 31. 173. I thought I only made 163. 191. I thought I only made 62. 179. I thought I only made 34. Clients freaking out. I know things are better than they seem, but I actually end up making 132. Client only thought I made 45. So you can kind of see that, when these things spike up, I end up making $2,600 that day, but the client that day only thought it made 851. So that's what's really crazy about this is you need to make sure that the time lag is appropriate. You're going to have bigger, better days than what you think is actually happening when they start to purchase out here from days that they saw you here. This is sometimes a 2-week time lag. So measuring it, there's a few golden rules. You have to do clicks and you have to do engage views. If you only see engage views, something's wrong. Because if they're not clicking, but they're showing as people who are buying anyway, your YouTube video is pointless. Just remove it. Like my remarketing video in Evolve, 2 click conversions. Sorry, like my remarketing video that I have a bunch of engaged views, but no click conversions, 2 click conversions, but 50 engaged. It's not doing much. Why? It's a remarketing audience of people that just came that I know are going to buy anyway. It's my fail safe, which is why I'm only spending $500 on it. I don't want to do too much remarketing. They're not clicking and they're just viewing. They're going to buy anyway. That's just how that goes. Very little, and be completely honest with yourself, where you're doing something and you get a pre-roll ad and you skip it. You're like, I'm going there now. No, it doesn't work like that. You may see an ad continually until after 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And say, fine, I'll do it. That's not the majority. When they're not clicking, they're going to buy anyway. But if you don't have clicks, you cannot scale because that audience is not yours to begin with. It's somewhere else. We have to find out where. Then give it enough time. The time lag, if you start to see a couple click conversions here and there, give it time. Google will optimize. It absolutely will. You just need to give it time.
Welcome to the ultimate guide for Google Ads.
Part quattro.
And today we're talking about proactive YouTube.
Yeah. So that's one of my favorite ones.
Well, fun fact, that's 100% of our Google ad spend, isn't it? Outside of maybe remarketing.